Hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And welcome to another stream of Playing Shift. Yesterday, we did a lot of work on the database optimization tools. Actually, I had zero knowledge of that, and we managed anyway to install a tool and do some testing. That was very nice. I really liked it. I think we can use that tool for multiple things, and now that I think about it, I can also use it for other applications, not just Plane Shift, right? So I think it's a good tool. It does what is requested. And I think I just need to learn a bit more about the explain clause, which is a standard default MySQL, and it can probably tell you more of what to optimize on a specific query. So I have to look at that as well, but we are not going to do it now. Now, what I want to do today is to basically fix some of the bugs. In particular, there is one bug, right, that is a server crash. Well, we had actually few server crashes these days, and I really want to stop server crashes and to fix them, because it's very disruptive. When the server crashes, well, all players goes off, first of all, surely, but also we have some problems like our generated dungeon get reset, the dungeon portals get reset, right, and they have to be fixed. So there are a number of problems. All the tribes get reset. So if a tribe is evolving for whatever reason, and the server restarts, it gets reset as well. So there are a lot of issues with that, right? With the server restart. So we should minimize the server restarts as much as we can, and the crashes, absolutely. So that's like priority number one, I would say, right? Unless for the ones that are happening kind of frequently. And so that is what we are going to look today. It is a server crash that happened recently, and it seems to be a bit of a special case, but still it may reveal other cases where the code is wrong, right? And so it may be applicable to other cases as well. So this has been reported by Stalfos, which is a very active player, has been doing a lot in the game in terms of playing, but also in terms of testing. So thank you, Stalfos, if you're listening. And there is his report, right? The reports usually from the players are a bit generic, or anyway, they include a series of steps that may not exactly be the one that bring to the crash. Why? Well, because they really don't know when the crash happens. So the crash may happen after like 30 seconds, right? 1 minute, you actually get the disconnect. But in between, you may be doing other things, right, with your character and not realizing that the server actually already crashed. So let's see what he's saying, and let's try to reproduce it, on our machine. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to start my server. And what we want to do, we want to be able to reproduce the bug, right? I don't think we need, well, let's do it in production anyway, right? Let's do it in production. I don't think I need to repopulate any items because we will create items ourselves. We don't need to repopulate any NPC. We don't need ant location, natural resources, quest, or anything else, right? So we will go off on everything, and we will just start our server and our client. While that is starting, let's read what the report says. So it says, if you drop a full container, I think here the keyword is full container, right? Because actually I've seen that I've seen in the database there were some very weird location ID, meaning the slot where a certain item is, right? And so every container has a maximum number of slots. Can be 10, can be 20, can be 30, right? And the container may be full, right? Or empty, or have just few items. So it seems that this bug is happening only when the container is full, right? So I don't know why it's saying walk away, but anyway, this is what it did. So drop a full container, walk away, pick up with another character. So in theory, this should make zero difference, right? I think it depends on what the second character has in the inventory. Pick up with another character, empty the bag. Empty the bag, drop it again, the original character picks it up, and the server crash happens. It has happened many times with large cloth bags, and I use E to pick up. But I don't want to test too much. Yeah, obviously it doesn't want to test too much because it's causing crashes, plus maybe it's even losing items. I don't know if we are losing items doing this, but... So this is what we're gonna do then. So let's take... I will use the same container. I think we should use the same container. Which is the large cloth sack, because I think he has a lot of slots. So we will do it... I think it's fine to do it with my main character. My main testing character. I'm not playing the game anyway, but so for example, right? Yeah, this container is full, but I would like really to use the same container that he used in his test, right? So I will get a large cloth sack, right? Which is I think is the biggest. Is the biggest that we have, because he has a very big capacity, as you can see. Now, what we're gonna fill it with? Well, I think we can fill it with these ruby crystals, actually. Because we have 43, so we can just spam, you know. We can just spam this, and let me maybe move this in the middle so I can do this more efficiently. Right, so we're gonna make this cloth sack fully. Every time we do this, there is the database storing numbers, which is storing stuff, which is kind of weird to think about, but that's what it is. So we want to be sure that this thing is full, right? Because the first problem will be to reproduce the bug. So to actually see if we can, on our machine, right, crash. Now there is a 30 slots. Is it 30 slots? No, it's more than 30 slots. How much is it? Yeah, it's hard to scroll because it's not very easy to understand how many there are, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So this is 10 vertically, so it's 42, right? I mean, why 42? That's kind of a weird number, by the way. 42. So this means that our cloth sack really has a 42 number. This may be the first hint, right? This may be the first hint. So if we go item stats, So container max size and so yeah, it's actually 42. Okay. I mean, for whatever reason, we decided 42 and not, you know, I don't know, 50 or 40. Okay, we decided 42. I don't understand why, but it's fine. 42, yeah. So we see all the slots, right? There are no hidden slots. The item inside this sack are actually stored starting from slot number 0 and going up to 41. And so now what we're gonna do, we're just gonna drop it to the ground, right? So we drop it to the ground. Right, so now there is a large cloth sack. Yeah, it takes a bit at the beginning, but now there is a large cloth sack. Now he's saying walk away. I don't know exactly why walk away. Probably for the guarding, because it's guarded or not guarded by the person. Could be. So if I walk away, right, from my sack, and then we log in with another guy. I really hope we get the crash, because if we don't get the crash, right, there is no way for me to actually fix it. If we don't reproduce it, we cannot fix it. Oh fuck, it was the opposite. Shit. Okay, sorry. I messed up the teleport. I wanted to do exactly the opposite. We have to go back. We have to go back here. Okay, so that is our sack, right? It's there. So we teleport the other player to our location, right? And now with the other player, which is this client here, with the other player, we go and we pick up the sack with E. I think that E doesn't make any difference, but we pick up the sack with E, right? So we pick it up. So we have it here. Now what he's saying is that after the pickup, I guess, right? Pick up with another character, empty the bag and drop it again. Empty the bag. I don't know exactly how he empty the bag. I mean, if it's like take all, or why this thing doesn't have a take all? Because it's not a transformer. Oh wow, that's very annoying. Okay, anyway. We take everything back, right, from this cloth sack. And yeah, we'll take a bit. Why there is no take all button? It's kind of strange. I have to check that, right? So we would like to have a take all icon here. I don't understand why it's not there. Probably because it's not. Huh? It's kind of strange. Anyway. We can also move things in other slots, it's not a problem really. Okay, so now that we got everything, the guy said just drop it to the ground again. Right, walk away. Yeah, we don't see the guy because he's the other guy because he's invisible. Walk away, right? And with the first client, pick it up again, right? So that is what the report said. Drop it again, and the original character picks it back up, right? So there is the original character. Now, in theory, the original character should not have any knowledge about this one, but oh wow, we actually got the crash. That's fantastic. Oh wow. Okay, we got it. We got it. Yup, it crashed. It crashed. Fantastic. It is exactly what we needed, boys. Exactly what we needed. So PS item 1394. Now I already analyzed this crash, so but we can launch it in debug mode and actually split the steps and try to understand why it happens, right? 1, 3, 4, whatever, right? Now, it's better if we launch it in debug mode, 1394. Okay, it's fantastic. So let's do it again. I don't know if it happens also with a smaller sack, right? Maybe it happens only for the high end, for the high ranked slots, because it conflicts with something else. I mean, it must be something like this, right? It must be something like this. Okay, but this is very, very, very good. I didn't expect to get the bug immediately, but yeah, we got it. So the sequence of steps is actually correct. So now we are starting the server in debug mode. Hello, Hula. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Why am I... Wait, let me just restart. Restream is not picking up the chat properly. It's not picking up the YouTube chat for whatever reason. Anyway, yeah, I don't see the YouTube chat, so if any of you is speaking on YouTube, I'm sorry, I cannot read it at the moment. It seems that the thingy is not working. But usually fixes itself after some time, so... Okay, so we're running debug mode now. And as soon as the server is up, we can connect back and see what else is going on. Wow, it's very good that we get the crash. It's very good. So my feeling is that there is a bit of mess in the ownership of the item. I think that's the only thing that I can think of, right? But yeah. So I don't think I would like to know is why we don't have a take all. Yeah, why? Okay, so every level is loaded. So we can log in with our 2 characters. We will do exactly the same test, exactly the same sequence, right? So that we are sure that it happens the same way. I will even drop it in the same spot, I guess. Okay, so we have our large cloth sack. Oh, by the way, the items got lost or not? No, because the items are on our second guy. Yeah, the items are all here. So actually, okay, ruby crystals. Okay, let's do the same thing. So I need 42 ruby crystals. Okay. So let me just, was it on the ground or was it... Drop a full container. Okay, so I have to fill it in before I drop it. Okay. I have to fill it before I drop it. Fine. Yeah, it's taking a bit because it's actually 42 slots. I don't know if it happens with any other container, but let's do it with this one because we got the bugs, so... It's probably not the shortest, but it's okay. As long as we get the bug, we are happy. As long as we get the bug, we are happy. Okay, exactly 42. So I have the bag filled in. I drop it. Right? I drop it to the ground. I walk away. So it's not guarded anymore. Right? Right? With the second character, I see the bag. Juicy, juicy. Aha, loot for me. I go here, pick it up. Okay, there is a bit of a... there was a breakpoint, but it's fine. We don't care about the breakpoint at the moment. Pick it up. I... drop all the items. I really need to have a take all button there. I don't understand why we don't have it, but it's fine. We can add it later on. So I take everything from this bag. If I put it closer, I think it's faster. Monkey does, monkey learns. You see? Incredible how humans can do stuff, you know, wrong the first time. And then they improve. They never do it right the first time, right? Holy shit, I need a take all button. I really need a take all button. I really need it. Okay, so now that this is empty, right? Let me just be sure that I do it properly. Empty the bag, drop it again. The original character picks it up. Okay, so now this sack in theory should be completely empty, but probably there is something remaining, right? So I think the bug is that, I mean, or the ownership of the bag or something, but it's not, you know, it's not working as it should. Okay, I hope that we get the bug again. It seems that we do. It seems that our debugger is having issues in loading. The crash. Wow. What the hell? Oh, okay, he arrived now. He just took a bit. Okay. So here we are. Now, we did a lot of steps before this, right? So, but basically for what I see, this item, well, the UID is valid though. Yeah, the owning character is the Yankee. So the owning character is still the former player, right? He's still the former player. Current stats, Ruby Crystal. Ah. So the crash is actually not on the container. The crash is on a crystal. Really? The crash seems to be... The crash seems to be on a crystal, boys. Wait. this number 18180885402, right? No, not pirate item ID, sorry, ID. Wait, I think that here we are on a different database because these are the tests that we were doing yesterday. So we need to just be sure that we are connecting to the right database. Item instances, yes, this one. What is going on? This ID actually does not exist in the database anymore. Interesting. Interesting. So the item that we are looking at now seems to not be existing at all. Can I put this into a watch, please? Huh? Add watches, okay. So this number, right, 80, I can do copy value. Yeah, this number seems to be our container, which is on the ground. But he still has an owner though. Shouldn't this have, I don't know exactly, I don't remember exactly how this works in our code, right? I mean, if the owner is lost when someone else picks it up, or I mean, to my knowledge, this should be null, and this should be the guardian should be the person, right, that dropped it. But it seems not to be the case. Okay, so that is my ID. So in reality, the ownership is switched to me. I think we have to follow it step by step and see what happens to the items, right? But anyway, okay. So the parent ID is actually the bag, which is correct. But the current PS item, right? The current PS item is the ruby, one of the many rubies, right? And maybe we can enable this log actually. Yeah, that would be good to have this one enabled. Log index child. Moving to the character inventory, all the item contained in it, right? So this is the content. So here we are inside inventory add. So that is when the bag gets picked up and we want to add it to the inventory of the CRAN, right? And the first thing that the code does is trying to identify if it can stack it with something else in the inventory, right? But this is not the case because it's a container, and containers do not stack usually. So I'm sorry if anyone joined from YouTube. I cannot see the chat. The only way I can do it maybe is if I open YouTube here and I look at the chat there. Okay. No, anyway, since no one is writing there, so it's fine. But we are live on YouTube as well, so it's good. Okay, so we are checking the main slots, right? So we are checking. What are we checking here? We are checking the slots. Yeah, we find an empty slot, right? Now at the moment we are not. Wait a second. What is this crazy number? What is this crazy number? Item index? Why we get a crazy number like this? This probably corresponds to sites not found. Yeah, it corresponds to sites not found. Okay. I don't know, it looks a bit weird, but fine. Is actually the -1, okay? Okay, good. So this is good. So we go into this because actually we found an empty slot. And the slot that we have found empty is actually slot 25 in our inventory. Okay, so we found an empty slot where to put the bag, right? Yeah, and this is bulk slot number 10. Okay, nice. So what we do now with this item? What is this item? This item is this is the parent idea. 5360, right? Yeah, this is the parent ID. So here we are setting the container, so the sack on the ground, right? We are updating the inventory status, so we are actually moving it into our inventory. We are setting the actor, blah blah blah. Okay, to null because we have to destroy the item on the ground. We save the item. All good. But now here it comes the part where it doesn't make any sense, right? Because we are actually, that sack is empty. Correct? That sack is empty. While here it seems that we have items in it. Right? Because the sequence is I fill the sack, I drop it, I pick it up, I empty the sack, and I drop it again, right? And the second guy picks it up. So the sack, when we pick it up, is actually empty. But for some reason, it seems that this is thinking that there are still items in it, which is complete craziness. Okay, so let's follow it a second. So here, what are we doing here? Get item into inventory. Didn't we already do it here, actually? Update inventory status. What is this doing? Update inventory status, set owning. It's actually the same function that is crashing. So it's setting the owner, is setting the parent item instance, local item instance, and then if it's to be a keep. Okay, so it is just doing it in memory, right? While inventory add. No, wait a second. Aren't we doing already inventory add here? No, we are only doing inventory and a keep. Okay, so we are not really changing that. Okay, get the item into the inventory. So we create a new item based on this PS item. Okay. And then we add to my inventory. This is just an array, so this is just the array addition. And this one in theory cannot fail, right? I don't know exactly why it returns a kind of a crazy number, but fine. It returns a bit of a crazy number. Why is sees it as unsigned long long? Site C is equal to unsigned long long. Okay, we get a bit of a crazy ID here. I'm not completely sure of the why, but I don't know if it's just a display problem with sites T or whatever, but we can enable this log item and see. But anyway, in theory, we push into the inventory that item, right? Then what happens? If we add a container, okay, then yes, it is a container because we know it's a container, and we are checking the content, right? And this is where it fails, because actually this should be empty. I don't understand how this cannot be empty. Right? This makes no sense to me. So why is this remove current actually commented out? Let me just check one thing in the old code just to be sure that in the old code it was also commented out. I mean, I assume so. There is the old code. The beautiful old code in Visual Studio 2010. Yeah, it was already commented out. It was already commented out in the old code, so I don't know why we need it there. But anyway, it was commented out, yes. So it looks like there's iteration, right? This iteration as this container get item data actually contains stuff, and this is what I don't understand. This is the part where I really don't understand how this may contain items, because actually the sack is empty. The sack is empty. Is there a bug in this container iterator? It's basically working on item lists, right? It's working on item list. Still no comments on YouTube? Okay, guy, thank you. Because the chat is not connecting, I don't know. So this is the PS item actor. I need to get into item data, which is my PS item. And then inside PS item, I should have item contained, right? I think this was the name. Item. I don't see it. No. Item list. Item list. Item list. Item list actually contains 42 items. How the fuck it is possible? It contains 42 items. So the sack, right? The sack actually contains that is very, very strange though. Why this happens? So it's not cleaned properly when we drop the items pretty much. Yeah, you see this one is a ruby crystal. No. Okay, so here there is a significant problem. Here there is a significant problem. Okay. I think I see. So the problem is happening even before we pick up the item, right? So the fact that now we pick up the item, it crashes, is just a consequence of the original problem. The original problem is that when the character 2 is removing items from the container, for some reason, there are no, it's not cleaning up the contained items. I don't know why that happens, but it actually happens. So, yeah, I would suggest anyway that we enable item log. I think is a good idea. We should enable item log so we see way more stuff, right? Is already enabled? Okay, it's already enabled. So if it's already enabled, then I would like to see if it's already enabled. I don't see any of that. Well, I see this. Yeah, it's this piece. This is when I am removing the items from the container. Wow, if this bug is real, bro, it's insane. If this bug is real, it is a very big bug. Commented for laziness. I think this one we should do it anyway. Remove all item in stack. Inventory remove at. But this is the removal. No, but this is the removal from the container, right? I mean, I cannot believe that we never changed the original container. I mean, it seems to be impossible to me, but looking at the code, it looks like we don't. So I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what? Unless it's done after this, right? Okay, let's try to understand. So I think that we understand where the problem is coming from, right? And now what I want to do, I want to follow the code when that container is getting removed, is getting emptied, right? Because I don't understand. I mean, if this is true, are the multi-stream allow you to have only to stream for free? Yes. If you want to stream on if you want to stream on multiple, more than 2, you have to pay, I don't remember how much. It's not much, but yeah. Yeah, otherwise I would stream on more platforms, right? We could stream on Kick as well. And we could stream maybe on TikTok, I don't know. But yeah, 2 is the maximum for the free version. Which is great, by the way. So it's really, really nice. So I don't understand if the container gets flagged, well, the contained item gets flagged somehow, right? But I completely don't get why the entry is not nuked, right? So basically we have a container, right? We have a container. What was this? Was the cache of something. So we have our sack, right? And inside the sack we have the crystals, right? Now I don't know if this happens only when it's in my inventory, right? But that's possible. So at the moment this sack is empty. At the moment, this sack is empty, right? And if I put a ruby crystal, no, sorry, it's not the way to do it. If I put a ruby crystal into it, let's say at position 0, 1, 2, 3. I don't know if the position makes a difference actually, but let's say that we put it at position 3, okay? Because it starts from 0, right? So I have my container. I have my container with the crystal. And it's in my inventory. And now I can refresh it. And now I take this guy and I put it in my inventory, right? For whatever reason, when that happens, the item in the container is actually not nuked, right? Well, it should have been, but I don't understand what the fuck, why it's not. Okay, we don't have the breakpoint in the right spot for whatever reason. I thought we had... why we are not hitting this? Why we are not hitting this? It's kind of strange, huh? We are not hitting this breakpoint. Proposing to move item ruby crystal. Proposing to move item. So we are in a completely different place of the code, actually. Move from inventory. Now take this out of the inventory and put it in the container. No, but I removed it. I'm not putting it in. I'm putting it out. I'm pulling it out, right? I think we are still hitting this, but okay, let me try. So if you put it in, okay, if you put it in, we hit this, right? Now, if I put it out, I should also hit this, yes. But we go to a different place. Okay, we go inventory item bulk, right? Destination slot, okay. So we are basically hitting this. So we don't care about this breakpoint because there are all the checks before that. So we don't... Oh my god, this function, bro. So we basically arrive here, right? We check for splitting stacks, which will not be the case. We go to entire stack, right? And we, for the new item, right, we update the inventory status, we move the item, okay, so we do all the shit here. Now, I want to see if the container is getting changed, right? So this is my question. Is the container... Oops. Is the container updated? When I do this, when I remove it, right? When I remove it, is the container properly updated? Item is null. Item moving is our ruby crystal. And here we just update inventory status, but we have seen that this is not changing much. So where is my container at the moment? My container... because item is null, right? What is item exactly? Is the object in the destination slot. Can we call it differently because it's so annoying? Item is the destination slot item. So it will be null in all these cases. And then we update the container view. If destination slot is greater than 99. Huh? What is this? Ah, yes. Yes, so this is sending the, okay, this is just, yeah, but actually, okay. I mean, this is good, but we didn't change the container at all, right? That is a bit shocking to me, but we didn't change the container at all. Yeah, we didn't change the container at all. So actually, the container, at least up to this point, right? The container has no idea that the item was removed. He has no idea. Why we don't update the container? Because then when we move it again, because I mean, in theory we do it here at the bottom, right? So here at the bottom we say if the source slot is greater than 99, which basically means is a container window, then we get. So in our character, right, we get the inventory, we get the item, which is actually in this slot. Which is the actual container, yeah, exactly. Which is the actual container. And then we send the container content to, right. That's good. But the problem is that, the problem is that this container is not getting updated, right? It's not updated in any way. Which is scary, I would say. Which is at the minimum scary. If not terrifying. Now we can check the status, right? But I'm pretty sure that when we arrive here, this container will still have. Okay, let's do it again. Let's do it again. I just did some. I just made some small changes so they can see better the container item, right? I just did it for that, so that we can see the container item. But it seems to me that we are not changing the container in any way unless we do it after this change, right? Maybe we do it after. That's possible. After this call, maybe we do the container cleanup. But to me, it should be done here, right? And we are not doing it. So the container will still think, right, that he has a ruby crystal in it. And I'm just thinking, if this is the case, why the game is not completely broken, right? So why it still works? I mean, it's true that we have few tricks, right? Like when you are exchanging, the item is temporarily flagged as removed, right? Like when you are exchanging between players, until you click on accept, the item is like in a limbo, right? And so it's still valid. But in this case, we are doing a full move. So I have to be sure that this code is not used. But I think I think the exchange, you see, the exchange is actually different, right? Trading containers is not allowed. That's it. Okay, let's do it again and see. So what we want to debug is when the source slot is a container, right? So basically here, yeah, when the source slot is a container, this is what we want to debug. Okay, this is not an easy problem, but definitely we will fix it. I mean, it's just a matter of time, right? But we will fix it. I mean, we have all the elements to fix it. We know when it's happening. We can reproduce it, so we will fix it. It's just a matter how much time it takes to actually get to the point. Because I have to be extra careful. There is a very fragile, not fragile, but a very core system of the game, right? So the item management, the inventory management, moving items in container, outside container. So that happens thousands of times, right? Millions of times. And I should not break that, right? For any reason. So I have to be extra careful when dealing with this part of the code. Because we don't want people to lose items, right? Or stuff like that. So, okay, so at the moment we don't have a ruby crystal here. So if I just move it in and I move it out, when I move it out, we hit the breakpoint, right? Okay. So let me see, now that I moved it out, I want to see if my container is still containing stuff, right? Item list. Row view. Ah, it's actually 0. It's actually 0? How it is possible though? What? Because it was never added. It was never added in the first place. Correct. It was never added in the first place. But this is balls. I mean, what? It is impossible. It is absolutely impossible. What? Maybe it's done later then. Item list is empty. What? I don't understand what I'm looking at. How do get contained item count? Right? How does it get the contained item count? Oh, it's reading it from my inventory. Oh my god. Okay. He's reading it from my inventory. So actually he's completely relying. Okay, I understand. Okay, 1 second. Item list. List of items inside a container. So for what I understand, right? For what I understand, the container works differently when it is inside my inventory and when it is on the ground. So this item list seems to work only when on the ground. This item list, because otherwise I cannot understand why it's empty, right? As long as I operate in my inventory, right? This array is basically not populated. No one is touching it. So this add to container, right? Yeah, you see it here? So this item list add, right? This item list add actually happens only in this function, nowhere else, right? And this add to container, this is where so it seems that that seems to be the case. That seems to be the case because this okay, so add container. Let me just check all the instances of it though, because okay, can add, but in case it's just testing, so it's not doing any changes. This is what. That is the same add to container. There is a two world container. So you see that this we are working with a container on the ground, right? We're working with a container on the ground. And here as well. And here as well. Load items in container. These are also items on the ground. These are all items on the ground. These are also items on the ground, because you see that he's searching a PS item actor, doing a find object in the whole game. So now this combine contained items. Yeah, there is also items on the ground, and this is also items on the ground. Yeah, so this is validating the theory that at the moment our code is changing the item list for the containers only if they are on the ground. If not, is relying on the player inventory, right? But then what happens, right? What happens? What happens? So I have my so that is the sequence, right? This is the sequence. So you load a container in your inventory, right? That is the first thing that you do. Then you drop the container. Then you pick it up with another character. Then you empty the bag. Then you drop it again. And then the original character picks it up. Right? So this is actually the sequence. right? So what happens in our inventory? So the first time that you load in container in your inventory, what we have seen is that item list is not used, right? So the as long as we are in the inventory, right? As long as we are in the inventory, the item list is not used. We are relying on character inventory to understand if this particular container has items in it, right? Then we drop the container to the ground. And I assume that when that happens, right? I assume that when that happens, the contained items are actually getting probably transferred into the item list. This is something that we can check, but I think it should happen. Otherwise, the bug doesn't happen, right? So basically, when I drop my guy, when I drop, it's not very easy to find, but there must be one of the functions we just saw here, right? Should be doing that. I don't know which one. I think we can just follow it and understand. Move from word container. No, in this case is move from inventory. No. No. And here we are in work manager. No, there must be another place though. There must be another place. Is it this one? Ah, yes, drop item. Yeah, exactly. Is this one. Is this one. If it's a container, move its content as well, right? So here we will get. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, I can test it, but I'm like 99.9% sure, right? 99.9% sure. So what happens? What happens when it drops to the ground is that our item list gets populated. Right? So now the container properly has this object in the item list and knows that this is child, and the character inventory is obviously cleaned of all those items, right? Now another character picks it up, right? Another character picks it up. And here is where I don't know what happens exactly, but in theory, this item, I mean, the container itself and the contained item go into the character inventory, right? Both of them. And the contained list is not cleared. Yeah, and I think that where is probably where we hit the bug. I mean, that's the genesis of the bug. That's the genesis of the bug because here here, this container is fully reliant. Yeah, that is the genesis of the bug, exactly. Because the item list is not getting cleared, I think, right? I think here the item list is still populated. We can test it, But my assumption that the item list is still populated. So this, and we can do it with one item. Doesn't make any difference if it's full or empty. It's just one item. One item will cause the crash anyway. One item will cause the crash anyway, I'm pretty sure. But why it happens also only between different characters, right? Why it doesn't happen with the same character? That's a bit strange. But anyway, I pick it up. I have my container. Now this item is in the item list and gets into my inventory. Right? Then I remove it from the so basically what I'm saying is that this item also lives here, right? Lives inside the item list. And here he also lives in the item list. But when this guy is actually clearing this, right? And so this becomes an empty slot, right? This becomes an empty slot. When this happens, unfortunately, this is still the case, right? This is still the case because we have seen that inside the inventory, if you move items inside the inventory is not going to update anything about the container. It's just relying on the inventory arrays, right? And then I drop it again, right? I drop it again empty. And my feeling is that here our item list is still populated, right? And probably this is also another instantiation of the bug, right? Because so the first issue is here. It is the first problem. Because in theory, when you remove this, you should also remove it from the item list if it exists, right? But this is not causing any crash because you don't care. But then when you drop it, the item is still here. And then the second character picks it up. I mean, whatever. I think even if you pick it up, no? Even if you pick it up. Because what happens here, right? What happens here? Oh my god, this paint sometimes is getting stupid. It's being stupid. So now the original character picks it up. And we have a server crash because we have seen that when you pick it up, right? When you pick it up, is trying to transfer the content to your inventory. And the content when a container is on the ground is this one, right? Is not this one. So here is basically reading this and say, oh, there is a ruby crystal into it, but in reality there is not. And so we crash, right? And so we crash. So this is what is happening. This is exactly what is happening. Now, the only question I have is why it doesn't happen with the same character, right? So like if I do this with one character only, why it doesn't happen? So I load my container, I drop the container, the item list is there, I pick it up again with the same character, I remove the item, at this point I will have the item list populated here, right? So I have an empty container, then I drop it to the ground, and then I pick it up. I mean, the bug should happen anyway. The bug should happen anyway, 100%. Why is not happening? Well, I don't know, we didn't test it. Maybe it is happening. Because it will still try to transfer something that is empty. Right? Let me try, because I think it should happen the same. I don't think that the... Yeah, exactly. Come on. Come on. Why is so slow? What is going on? Come on, bro. Are we paused somewhere? Yes, we are paused somewhere. Yeah, we were paused server side. Okay. So container, right? Container. Now this container has something in it and is in my inventory. No, I want to drop it to the ground. I want to drop it to the ground, right? Want to drop it to the ground so that now this container actually has a valid item list. Then I pick it up with one item inside, right? I pick it up with an item inside. Then I am removing the item, which we know that is removing it only from the character inventory array. It's not removing it from the item list array. So this object still has item list populated. Then I drop this guy to the ground. And he still has the... now, if I pick it up again, the bug should happen in theory. What? My crystal disappeared. What? Ay. My crystal disappeared? What the fuck? The crystal is here now. Yeah, there is a bug. It doesn't crash. It doesn't crash because it finds the entry of the same object that was previously in my inventory. And now we moved it to a slot. Will be interesting to understand which slot he puts it in, but I think it should be probably 25, right? Which is this one or whatever. 31. This is probably 31. This is 16. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it's 30, starting from 0, 31. Yeah, exactly. So he actually moved the ruby into a position. Oh my god. This is a major problem, guys. This is a major problem. Major problem. I mean, I'm very glad that we found it, but you see what happened, right? You see what happened. So this guy took the place of took the slot or whatever in the inventory only because this large sack is, and the reason it crashes is because when it's in another character, it doesn't have that memory of where that item was. Holy shit. How did we run the game until today like this? It's insane. It's absolutely insane. I mean, it doesn't happen that often, right? But definitely, I mean, yeah, maybe people are not dropping containers with valuable stuff on the ground that much and pick it up again after removing items or whatever, but it's very weird because it works. I mean, with my character doesn't crash, but still shows the problem. And the problem is that this item. So what happened is even more weird, right? Because when we what happened? What? So wait. So what happened now is the following, right? So this is another case, right? This is another case. We load the container. We drop the container. We pick it up again with the same character. So that actually, yeah, but the sequence is pretty much the same. Yeah, the sequence is pretty much the same. Because I had to drop it. I had to drop it so that actually the item list gets populated, right? And then I have to pick it up again. It's okay if I pick it up with the same character. With another character is not needed. I can do it with the same character. So pick up with same character, right? And then I empty the thing. I drop it again. I pick it up again, and now what happens is that. Now what happens is that if I do it with the same character, oops, sorry. If I do it with the same character, the difference is that when I pick it up again, the item goes inside a container in the position that he has, right? And in the position that he has in my inventory, and if for any reason that container is smaller than the position of my inventory, I'm basically losing the item. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that happens. So if I, instead of using the large cloth sack, right, which has all these million slots, right, I use a smaller thing. Right? Let's use a smaller thing, and I will show you something even more scary. Even more scary than this. Well, I can just. Oh, by the way, it's doing it over and over. It's doing it over and over. Because that slot is never cleared out. It's never cleared out. Yeah, I can do it forever. And this will always disappear. Well, now it crashed maybe. No, it didn't crash. I can do it forever. And now the funny thing is, if now I move this guy to another slot, because I think this guy is keeping the item ID. So as long as this item ID is the same, it will still work, right? Yeah, exactly. It will still work. But as soon as that item ID changes, so for example, if I drop this, and then I stack with another ruby crystal, which basically means that I'm creating a new item, right? So the original item doesn't exist anymore. like this, right? Like this. There is a completely different ID. So when I pick up this, oh shit, serious? Because probably when I stack, it's just adding one. It's just adding one to the item. Possible. So it's the same ID. It's the same ID. It's the same ID. It's the same ID. To destroy that ID, I think I have to drop it to the ground. Yep, if I drop it to the ground, that should... no, in theory, still the same ID. Yeah, it's harder to crash the server in this situation. What? We changed the code? No, please. What happened? Server crashed. Yeah, the server crashed. Yeah, but you see, we generated a... Yeah, we generated a situation where that... Yeah, no, we have to fix this, guys. We have to fix this. I mean, there's no way. I mean, we have to fix this. This is really a problem. I mean, it's a huge problem. I don't know why we never hit this more, right? Probably because people are not really playing too much with containers and emptying containers on the ground. And emptying... I don't know, but it's weird, right? It should happen way more. I think you guys are very careful what you do with your containers. That's why you didn't get that. Hello, Marcelo. Hi. Unless you don't end up with multiple crystals, it's probably to check that he's grabbing the crystal. Yeah. Hello, Marcelo. How are you? So, okay. How do we... So we perfectly understand what is happening. We perfectly understand the bug. We just... I mean, I just don't understand why it was not happening in the past. I don't know. That's very weird. So, or I changed something in Unreal. But definitely is happening now. Okay, so the first thing that I would say, the first instantiation of the problem is this, right? So when I remove the item, from the container in my inventory, only in my inventory, I must remove the item from the item list. And at the moment, this is not done. If we fix this point, everything else is good. Because later on you will have the item list populated properly, right? So, or we completely clear out the item list. This is also an option, huh? So we have two options here. We have two options. Or when we pick up the container, we completely clear out the item list of the container. So basically means that at that point we rely only and solely on the character inventory, which anyway seems to be what the code is doing. Or only when we remove an item from the container in our inventory, then we remove that particular item from the item list. Now, my only question is, when we drop it again, right? Aren't we generating a duplicate? Because in theory, when I drop it, yeah, exactly. In theory, when I drop it So like, let's say that I add another item on top of the one exactly in this location, right? Exactly in slot number 4. So what happened? So because you see, when you drop the container, the item list gets populated. So this happens here as well, right? So the item list here is still populated with the previous, but the item list for sure gets populated with whatever new stuff you have in here. So if you have it on a different slot, that's not a problem. But if you have it on the same slot, then this get shit on, right? So I think we absolutely need to clear. We absolutely need to clear from the item list. Now, you know, there was this line commented out, which was the remove item, right? I remember this this commented out line. Was not remove item, was remove something. But remove, if I search remove, I will never find it. It's too much stuff, bro. Is millions of hits. No, millions, no. It's only this? Okay. So it was not called remove, huh? There was one commented out line. Ah, wait, I have it because it's the last thing that we checked on the old code, no? Did I close it? No. I see it. Remove current, right? Remove current. Remove current. Where is that remove current happening? Move into the character inventory all the contained items, right? Exactly. Exactly. You see that here was removing it? But it's not doing it anymore. I don't know why, but it was also not doing it anymore in the old code. So this line was removed, was commented out. I don't know why, but this is the introduction of the bug. Because here we are transferring everything to the inventory. So the actual item list inside a container is not relevant anymore. Is not. So I will do it here. I will say we have to clear the item list of the container, or it will bug out the next time. No, anyway, we have to clear the item list of the container, right? So yeah, I think the solution is we just clear it all here. We just completely nuke it, right? We nuke the item list completely here. No, wait. Not there. Here. When we pick it up, right? When we pick it up, yes. So actually the problem is not here, is here. So we nuke it here. When we pick it up, we fully rely on the inventory. Now you may say, are there other functions that are relying on that? No, I would say no, because that's a ghost item list, I think. I mean, I have to be 100% sure of this change, but I think at this point I am. We analyzed it enough, right? We analyzed it enough. It's exactly what this remove current wanted to do, But then they removed it because here we are iterating, and so we cannot remove while iterating on an array, right? So that would just not work unless you start from the end, which probably is what this guy should have done at that time. So this line is not, I mean, this line is conceptually correct, but it doesn't work if you put it in that position. So we can do it after the removal of all the item and the transfer to the inventory, right? So basically what I have to do, I have to clear all the contained items, which is something that we don't even have a function for, I guess. I mean, we never did this. I don't think there is a clear items because we never did this. So I think we need a new function that is like clear item list, right? And this one has to be used super carefully because it's actually destroying stuff, but so it has to be used basically only here. Only here. Is there a better way to do this? I mean, to do it more safely than adding this function that just nuke stuff. Unfortunately, no, because the content. Unfortunately, not. I mean, we could create a function that is called like pull, right? Pull item out, and that is also removing it from the container. This may be a cleaner way, but it's pretty much the same result at the end, right? I think I'm fine. I think I'm fine with the idea. I'm thinking about it, but I think I'm fine. I'm fine with the idea. We can do it. We can do it. So this is what this container is what. Let me just stop everything because anyway we will have to recompile. This container is a PS item actor. Is a PS item actor that actually is getting destroyed at a certain point, I assume. But wait a second, because here we are still using. I mean, where are we destroying the item though? I mean, that happens because it's removed from the world, so for sure, because it is only the add, right? So we are adding that container to us, and then we are removing. The only problem is that my fear is that we are still using the container after this part. And if we do, right, and if we do, then we cannot clean it up there. Yeah, you see it's this freaking container thingy, which is coming from here. So don't understand where we destroy the item though. I'm a bit lost in the... Ah, probably is here. Destroy. Yeah, the destroy is here. So yeah, we have to be extra careful because we may still use some of the content of the item after that particular point in the code, right? But basically what happens is that we are going through this. So this is the function. This is the function. Yeah. So after this add, if we picked up a full container, the container will be destroyed. So it's at the end of this, after this function is going to be destroyed. And I don't see anything else in the code which is actually using the container, the contained items, right, in this part of the code. So I think that we are actually good, at least from the outside of the function. Right? Yeah, because then the destroy is here and we don't do anything else. So the problem is inside the function. Outside the function, I think we are good. Outside the function, we are good. Inside the function, we may have a problem because if I clear the item list here, for example, will this function work or not? Because it depends if this function is actually using the contained items in the inventory or the ones... Yeah, it's only using inventory. Okay, so that function will actually work. That function will actually... So this is fine. This is fine, 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 fine. Okay. Then we arrive here. Now try looking for a container. Why after this? Because this basically means that we did the stuff, right? We moved the item. Why we are still looking for... Anyway, only for non-containers, because... Now try looking for a container. No, it's the opposite. Non-container. Huh? Is the item getting moved or what? Item is... Wait a second. Item is what? Item is the item to add. Yeah, so it can be my container, yeah? So item is my container. Why I have here another container? Huh? No, but item I think will be empty in that case. Yeah, because I'm picking up an item on the ground. So in theory, this part is executed only if it's a container coming from the ground. Because if it's a container coming from somewhere else, we don't hit that because our container is empty. So this part of the code will be executed only in the other case. Because you see that here we are still working on the container item. So this one will actually, I think, will actually get yeah. I think these two parts are mutually exclusive. So we are not executing this if we executed that, right? In fact, we even have a return. Okay, we have a return. So we are golden. We have a, sorry, I didn't see this return. Yeah. So this is executed only if this is not executed, right? So we are golden because nothing below this code is going to matter, right? Okay, so I think that here we can actually clear our item list. Yeah, we can clear it. Yep, we can clear it. We can clear it. So we need inside what? Inside APS item actor. We need a clear container item list. We need a clear container item list inside inside PS item actor. Which actually, I don't know if I like it on PS item actor because PS item actor actually does not have any function to manipulate the inner data. So probably it's better to put it anyway on PS item. To put it anyway on PS item, but PS item does not have any clear. Let me see. So basically the idea would be to do this, right? I'm super careful in doing changes, guys, because this part of the code is critical, right? So if I touch it and I'm doing something stupid, your items will all be broken, right? I mean, is item list accessible? It is. Wow, item list is public. Item list is public. Meh. It's not the best idea. I mean, item list public is super risky. Item list public is a suicide. Clear without delete. There is a function that is doing this. You see? Who's calling this? Maybe no one. Yeah, no one. What did I see? Are we in the same function? No, we are after the function. Ah, fuck, it's again me. It's again me. It's again me. Yup, it's that line. Is exactly that line, boys. It is. It is. This was deleting the item inside the gem container object. I think we don't need this anymore. You stupid monkey. Yes, you need it, because otherwise all goes to shit. You think, but you think bad. Delete the item inside a container. This is exactly why it was working in the old game, because in the old game was correct. Delete the item inside a container, as now those are fully transferred into the character inventory. I mean, it's fantastic that I found it. Thank God. Otherwise, well, anyway. Can we rename this function? Because I think cleared without delete. Can we also explain it a bit? This function should be used only when the container is picked up by the player and all the items are already transferred to the inventory. Do not use in other cases. Right? Exactly. Do not use this. Fuck, he was already there, boys. Well, sometimes, you know, you need to understand things, and yeah, you need to understand things sometimes. Clear content without delete. Clear item list. Clear item. Do you want to call it clear item list or clear content? I think clear contained or clear item list. Let's do clear item list. Clear item list without delete. It's called only one place anyway, which is this one. What is this? There are a lot of questions still in the code, like what the fuck is this? Okay, but I think we fixed it then. I mean, I think we fixed it. I just need to be sure that I think I can add a comment here. Yeah, I think must be cleared in the calling function, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so it's good that we found it. Yep, it was really a bug, and by the way, this bug could affect multiple cases, right? Multiple use cases, yeah. So we did basically all the reasoning, and the, you know what I should do? I think what I should do, I should really look at all the you fix me. Because I added a bunch of you fix me. I don't think there's still that many. Well, there are quite a bit. I think I have still a lot of you fix me where I removed stuff because I didn't know exactly if it was still needed or not, right? And yeah, so there is another good example, right? There is another very good example. There is another very good example. Basically, we want the items in the inventory to have no location. Just for cleanness, right? And but this is in the load. It is in the load. Well, in the load, I don't know, because in the load, whatever we have in the database, in theory, is what we want, right? But this one I'm 50-50 on it. Remove item stats. Seems to search for both name and item stats. Do we need this? Don't we assume that the key is unique? Check with real data. Item stats, name hash, remove. Item stats, ID hash, remove. Yeah, it is identical, so why? Probably this. So it was deleting. That's a good question. That's a good question. Yeah, there are some parts of the code that are a bit obscure because they've not been documented much. But basically, yes, this is. I think this is delete. How is using the second parameter though? How it is using the second parameter value. Delete all the elements matching the given key and value. I mean, do they have to match both or they're matching just one of them? Element array. If element get size equal to 0, return ret. Okay, element values, compute hash of key. So here is computing the value of key, and then he's searching comparator, compare key and value. Oh yes, yeah, he's comparing both actually. He's comparing both. Yeah, it is. So is matching. Okay, so that my comment is actually proper because he's saying it seems to search for both name and item stats, right? Don't we assume that the key is unique? Well, inside our hash, which is actually a T map of F string, that is not a multi-map, right? So it's a single map. So it must be unique. So the item stats name in our database is unique. We cannot have two items with the same name, right? Because everything depends on the name. Like we cannot have two characters with the same name. Name is unique. which is a limitation, but it's much easier. Like when you tell, when you say /tell Talad something, there is only one Talad in the game, right? So yes, we assume that this is unique. So I don't think we should search by ID and name. A new ID on item stats is 100% unique. So I think we can clear this out, and we can say sorry, but when is this even called? Are we deleting from an item stats from the database? Why? Are we crazy? If the item is unique. Now we are not using unique items anymore. This doesn't exist anymore. This does not exist anymore. We don't have unique items anymore. So there was this idea, right? So we have two tables. We have two tables in our database, right? One is item stats, and the other is item instances. Item stats is basically the definition, right, of the item, and this one is the instance, right? So you can have a definition of a longsword, right, and then you can have many longswords on the ground, right? Longsword 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, etc. Right? And right? There was the idea that you could create in the game a unique item which was going into the definition table. But at the end, we extended the instance to allow, for example, crafted items, to be unique, or well, unique. I mean, to be special, right? To have their own set of properties. So I think that concept is completely gone, and I should probably remove it from the code, right? So this set unique, get unique. I think that we should probably mark them as deprecated, to be removed. I mean, one day we should remove it. I don't know if I want to start now. Probably not. But we don't use any more, unique items anywhere. We don't. And in fact, you see that even in the code, I already removed stuff, right? Like this function is never called. And this function is called only here. I think I can remove this. It's just a confusion. And I will just nuke it. I'm going to nuke it now. There is no reason to keep it. So it means that also this one needs to be nuked, right? This one needs to be nuked. It's completely useless code. It's completely useless. We are not using it. We never used it, by the way, not even in the past, right? We never created unique items. And yeah. Okay, so let's recompile like this and see if we fix the bug. By the way, I was just going through the other you fixed me, but before I think we fixed it anyway. I think the bug is fixed. I think the bug is fixed. We should deploy this as soon as possible. I mean, that bug is really bad. Really bad. Also because it's moving items, right? It's moving. You see that when I drop a container and I pick it up again, is fucking up the yeah. Okay, let's see. Oops. Yeah, I think I typed something I should have not have typed. Anyway. I think we should check. Well, we can check those two cases, right? The drop of the container after I removed an item, and the fact that another character picks it up, right? I think these are two good use cases. Wow, there was a big bug. There was a big bug. I mean, it was not happening very often. That's the only excuse, right? It's not really happening very often, but insane. I guess people. There was another bug report about containers, right? And I think it was the one in guild houses, right? Someone was saying I think is this. Some container keep the content while others lost their content. Placing the container while holding the container itself in my inventory. It might be that the ones who are placing the container after it's been placed to the map that dissolved. I think it's very similar. I managed to figure out how to replicate this particular bug and still occurs in the latest version. Place a container down. Put an item into the container. The item must be put into the slot of the container after the container is placed down or the item won't disappear. Wait for the server to crash. Rejoin when the server is back up, the item will be gone from the container. Nah, I don't think so. We can try this. We can just close the server, right? And Does this relate to what we just fixed? Let me see. Put an item into a container when it's on the ground. So this will create the item list. No, I think this is impossible. We can try this, but I don't think that that's... So what this guy is saying is that basically the move to container is bugged. This is very recent, is 8-9, right? Where 9 is the month, so is the 9th of is the 8th of September of this year. So what this guy is saying is that if I have a container, now my other container is gone because it was on the ground. Shit. Okay, anyway, he's saying put a container down. Yeah, we have some debug going on. Put a container down, put a container down, put an item in it, right? Whatever, this knife, this kitchen knife. Okay. And then server crash, right? Now the only thing I have to do, well, I can just stop the server, right? I can just stop the server. And that's easy. Now I need to load the items on the ground though, because at the moment I'm not loading them. So this will take a bit of time because this is actually a bit costly in terms of time needed to load, but it's fine, we can do that. But I don't think that this is a bug. I don't think this can be a bug because the item gets saved to 100%, right? I mean, true, that is still guarded by you. But I think it may be related to the... I mean, maybe what they experience is similar to what we just fixed, because if you start to drop and pick up, right, and that is definitely going to mess up the item list without the fix that we just did. But I would say that we have to test this very, very much, right? We have to test this very much. It's repopulating items now. Yeah, it's very true that all the parts of the code that I didn't fully, remember or understand or whatever are a bit at risk because maybe I did some changes or updates and And I see that there are items that are listed, like here, right? There are items that are listed in containers that do not exist, right? They could be a result of that bug. Could be. The item is here, properly here, right? So that one I cannot reproduce, but we fixed another bug. So what I will say in that bug is that we fixed that. So I will mark them all in ready to test as soon as we release this fix. Okay, let's try our use cases, right? So so I pick up this sack. I put in the sack one crystal, like we did before, right? Ruby crystal. In location 4, okay, it's the same, right? Yeah, here is debugging stuff, but we don't care. Okay. So now I drop it to the ground so that my item list gets populated, right? Now my item list is populated. Now I pick it up again, I clear it. And in theory now we already cleared the item list, right, with the new code, but I clear it. Then I drop it again. Now my crystal is here, right? I drop it again. And now in theory, the item list is clean, while before it was not. So if I pick it up now, this crystal will not disappear, right? Okay. And the inside is fully clean. Okay, nice. At the same time, if we do it with the 2 characters, right? We do it with the 2 characters. So I fill the container. I drop it to the ground. That is the second use case, right? Second use case. I drop it to the ground. I load in with the second character. Okay, I log in with the second character. I go away from this thing, right? Maybe that way. I go away from there. The second character goes and picks the bag. Right, and the bag was empty, no? Don't remember. No, the bag had one item. So I had to clear it, right? So I pick up the bag, I clear it. Yeah, this was the test. I clear it. I drop it again. Right? I have to remove the breakpoints, but anyway, drop it again. Go away. Right, and now this guy picks up the bag before we had the crash, right? We had a crash exactly at this moment. And now it is working perfectly. Fantastic, boys! We fixed it. Yay! We fixed it! We fixed it, boys! So since we fixed it, I can do a small victory emotes. Yay! We fixed it, boys! And to celebrate, I can do A bit of bombs. Kappa votes is escaping. I moved exactly when I dropped the bomb. Okay, fantastic. We fixed it. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. I don't know how much we should test this. I mean, I think we should try to, well, I mean, the code that I changed is actually operating only on containers, right? So movement of any other item should not be a problem, right? Everything seems to be good anyway. I think we are good, guys. I think we fixed it. GG! I think we fixed it, boys. We fixed it. GG! Okay, so now what? I mean, do we just want to deploy the fix, or do we want to fix something else? Because actually, you know, one thing that really bothers me? I mean, why, if I have a container, I don't have the take all from the container? Why? Why I don't have the button take all? Why? Why I cannot take everything from the container easy, right? Why I have to freaking... Isn't there a take all function somewhere? Take all, huh? Take all. Take all. Take all. Where the hell is that? That thing is inside send item. That thing is inside item details. Maybe. No, is item interaction. Item interaction. Yeah, exactly. Item interaction. Item interaction is also managing containers, or is managing only items? Examine, use, construct, pick up, unlock, lock, transform, play game. And where is the take all then? Oh fuck, I have it on the... No, I have it in the blueprints. No. I think I have it in the blueprints, boys, so it's something that is client side as well. Shit. Why I didn't put it here would have been so much better, but probably because I don't have a take all. I think I do, no? Non-pick up is a mine, unlock, loot, buy, sell, close, give, use, combine, exchange, train, PC, talk, dismiss, trap, play again, no, it's not there. So there are probably additional things that are added on top. That's annoying. Okay, so no, I cannot do it without releasing a new client. That's very annoying. But anyway, maybe we can fix it for the future. I don't know. Show interact window. Show interact window. Setup UI. Yeah, it's here. It's here. It's inside of this. So yeah, I think we have the take all. I don't see it. Bro, I don't see it. Unlock, lock, transform, close, use, play games, search traps, remove trap, clap, shrug. These are all the emotes. Definitely not. Construct, combine, pick up, trade, attack, look, close, emotes. No, it's not here, bro. No, I'm looking in the wrong place. It's not here. No, it's not here. Is in the wait, is the wrong place. Is in the container window. Is in the container window. Take all, take and stack. Yeah, exactly. These two things, right? These two things. How are they? How are they? Setup of buttons based on the ground and can transfer flag based on ground and can transfer flag. So take all is displayed if it's on the ground. Is it true? Is it true? Ah, yes, it is. Well, then, yeah, it's okay then. Then it's fine. So you just have to drop it to the ground, and then you have the take all. Okay, I didn't realize that. Okay, good. I think we have to get away from this use and combine one day on the containers that are not transformers. I think it's a bit weird to have these two buttons here, right? if you are not on the right table, but it's fine. Okay, we will have to remove it one day. Okay. Okay, so what was the other crash? So this crash is fixed. What was the other crash that I wanted to fix, right? There was another crash. I think this one is the same one, right? Update inventory status, PS item 1393. PS item, yeah, I think it's that one. PS item 1393. Yeah, it's this bug. Okay, so this crash in theory is gone now. This crash is gone, which is fantastic. Then we have this one, which is super weird, right? So there is a case where the NPC is actually not considering the player as an enemy. So you see this log. This log is saying Cutthroat cannot cast Summon Missile on Viola. Viola is one of the players. You can only cast it on living enemies. Target is living friends, right? So it's basically saying that, I mean, it's misconsidering the target. Which is super weird. So the NPC is considering the player that is attacking him a friend. And it doesn't make any sense. A workaround, what I'm doing here, a workaround for an error complaint about teacher pointer and const jar being incompatible. I go first through the through a conversion to f string. No, bro, but this is not the way to do. I mean, you can do it that way, but I think you should do it this way, right? I didn't know yet, maybe at that time, but it is what you need to do. So let me remove this shit. You can only cast it. Why there are two spaces? Target type name. No, I want to test this because it doesn't make any sense to me. It makes zero sense. So we will load in one NPC only. Exactly. So falls through exactly one cutthroat, right? Exactly that guy. Let me see. I need to find one of them in our database. Yeah, for example, this guy. Well, the important point is that they are, let me take the one in the sewers, because I think the one in the sewers had the proper, oh no, there are no NPC of that type in the sewers, okay. Now I just want to be sure that this guy has the proper brain. Hopefully it does. Not completely sure. I'm searching on the other screen the... Yeah, but they are all the same, so in theory, yes. In theory, yes. Maybe we can load a couple, right, so that we see if they all behave the same. Okay, let's load this too and see what is happening. Yeah. So first we need, as usual, first we need to reproduce the bug, right? So we will try to set ourselves as players and then see if the cutthroat is trying to cast a magic missile on me, a summon missile on me. And then try to understand why this guy is considering us a friend. I mean, it's nice from his side, but... It's very nice, but... What do you mean build failed? Build failed? Error linking? I don't have anything open, bro. It's in your head. It's in your head, in your head. What do you mean, bro? The bug game open? It's not open. Stopped it. Unreal Editor? Okay, there's still an Unreal Editor pending somewhere. Unreal Editor debug game? Okay. I don't know. I mean, fine. I mean, okay. GG Hula, we fixed also this bug. Easy. Now we see this new one, right? No, because if NPC are considering players friends, then they will never cast spells, right? So that's a problem. But I think that our NPC do cast it. So there is some, maybe in the script of the brain of this NPC there is something broken. I don't know. Possible. Because it's strange that even happens, right? So next week I will be here, guys, but the week after I will have to travel, so I will not be here pretty much the whole week. So we will be missing a full week of plane shift work, which is a pity, but you know, sometimes it happens. Okay, so we will go, I mean, here I think is a good place, it's fine. So we will teleport those two guys, right? Well, let's start to teleport this guy. Okay, we teleport this guy to us, right? And then I have to set myself as a player. So I had to set myself as visible, not invincible, attackable, and pretty much that's it, right? So now this guy sees me as an enemy in theory, right? And we want to understand what the hell is going on in this life. We want to understand I have to attack him. Can I attack him with a torch? I think we said we can, right? Okay, let me just remove the breakpoints because otherwise it would be impossible, right? So this guy is just hitting me normally, but okay. He's casting the spell now. He's actually shooting missiles at me like a boss. Nah. So why? Okay. I will probably die. Oh, by the way, the kill NPC doesn't remove the cast. Interesting. Okay, that's a problem as well. But no, it was attacking me perfectly fine. And he's still attacking me. If I go out of range, it's casting magic missiles, right? If I go in range, I guess it's just attacking me normally. No, he just decided to freaking... Okay. So I cannot really reproduce it, right? Because the message was that one, but it's not. I cannot really reproduce it. We can see. Okay, let me try to do something here. If we say that. Check for the right kind of target, right? Caster target. Caster target. Get target type. So if target actor is null, so target dead. If player is PS controlled is a GM. GM can interpret target as either friend or foe. Well, but it is if I am a GM, not if he's a GM. Target self. If he's an NPC. Was this guy really? Maybe it was another account of was another alti of. Wait a second. No, not this. Maybe this guy was a GM. I don't think so, but let me check. For where, I will tell you next week. Surprise, surprise. And by the way, it's two where, not for where. Surprise, surprise. Okay, let me just check if this character is actually a game master for any reason. I don't think so, but let me just check the security level. So account, I have to do it on another screen because the email may show up. The email may show up. Exactly, showed up. No, security level is 0. Security level is 0. So in theory, this should never, right? Is impervious to attack. So this should not happen. Is target an NPC? I mean, this is impossible, right? It is impossible. There is the invincibility flag, right? There is the invincibility flag, which is set only for GM, so that is also not possible. Is in a PvP region. Is in a PvP region. Is this a player who's hit you and run out of a PvP area? Declare war. But basically, if everything fails, right? If everything fails, we return friend, right? If everything fails, we return friend, which is probably the problem, right? So this probably means that all these checks actually failed, right? So the target was valid. And the target was a real actor, okay. The target was alive, okay. I can simplify this a bit more. Yeah, there is a special rule for GMs. Is NPC and target is NPC. So all this is false, 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 right? Yeah. All of this will be all false. Target is not an NPC. Target is not invincible. Target is attackable. What do you mean by attackable GM? I mean, attackable player. Why GM? if attackable is true, right? Attackable is a boolean, right? So it's just on or off. Yeah, exactly. So by default, we will stop here, and this one will be the one where we return faux, right? So yeah, exactly. So in theory, this is attack. What I don't know why he's saying attackable GM. This is attackable everyone, no? I don't understand this comment here. Why is saying attackable GM? Why? Why is saying attackable GM? I don't get it. I really don't get it. This is target actor is attackable. So this is basically every player. So this one is right. This one is player is attackable. Player or GM, okay, fine. But this works also for players. And so the target foe should return this for a normal player. So for normal player, you should arrive here, I guess. So I don't understand how can an NPC arrive to this point. It is very strange. It is very strange, but somehow it happened. So or people find a way to cheat, right? Which is a possibility. So to basically turn on the attackable flag, right? Or yeah, we should stop here, right? I can try with a player character instead of GM character and see if he's any different. But in theory should not be different. So at the moment I cannot reproduce the friend behavior. Cannot reproduce it. I translate what I said in French. Pour who? Yeah, exactly. You translate from French, but it's a bad idea, Hula. You have to speak English, not French English. But yes, you translated French. Also in Italian we have something similar. Per dove, which is very similar to pour who. No, I have to connect with the other account, with the player account. Ah no, I have to connect with both because I have to teleport the NPC anyway. Yeah, correct. I have to connect with both and then see what happens. So the only reason that it goes after that is that that player was set as attackable, right? For whatever reason. To attackable 0. To attackable 0. I mean, I assume that all the GMs, all the players starts with attackable 1. Ay. Maybe that's the problem. The players are not starting with attackable 1. Ay. Let me check one. No, it's impossible. Come on. Come on. Yeah, the default is true. If player, right? Default is attackable true. So is, yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Okay, so we will summon here the monster. We will summon the monster and see if he can properly fight with that player. Right? He's already looking around. So if I attack him and then I go away, when I go out of range, he should start to... Oh! Oh! We got the bug. We got it. He's not attacking. Why is not attacking? No, maybe just because I'm too far away. Huh? What? I'm out of range or what? Huh? Hello? Didn't do enough damage? We're in debug somewhere? No, we're not. Why is this guy completely brain dead now? Why this guy is not... Why this guy is not answering anymore? What happened? He thinks that he's weak. Let me search friend here. No, it's not found. So why is not attacking back? That's interesting. Why is not attacking me back anymore? Let me see his brain a second. If we debug, we can debug him and say what is thinking. What is this guy thinking? Behavior watch. Behavior watch. It's kind of strange then. Behavior watch. I don't remember the script of this guys, but definitely looks like Maybe the damage is too low. Because I'm doing some damage, but basically nothing. He actually attacked at the beginning, but then he didn't attack anymore. I don't know why. Ah, now he's doing something. What? What? Attackable false? Okay, so I think we have the same behavior then. How can my Anki be attackable false? Uh-oh. Okay, so we can reproduce the bug. Yeah, you see? Attackable is false. Attackable is false. So my Anki is not attackable at the moment. Which doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense at all. What the fuck? So something happened between the beginning of the fight and the actual fight, and the actual, you know, cast of the magic missile, that this guy became unattackable. So there is definitely a bug somewhere, because it doesn't make any sense, right? He was saying Enki M, so Enki M is 100% this guy, right? So how it is, okay, so let's review the attackable flag. Okay, let's review the attackable flag. There is something in the attackable flag that is actually not working as expected. Okay, so there is a set default for a character, which I don't remember if it's getting run. Set all flags to default for GM. Because that is what? Is this player? Yeah, player meaning is player. So if he's a player, right? If he's a player, we set attackable true, right? So in this part of the code, I would say, unless I missed something here, no. This part of the code now, player, let me see when this function is called. This function is called only when you set the attribute. Okay, so this function actually is used only from an explicit command, right? Yeah. So basically, we never go there in the current example. Never go there. We never do this. Okay, attackable actually does not have a default value, which is very weird. It does not have a default value, guys. I don't know why, but it doesn't. This is also an explicit command, right? These are all explicit commands, so this will never... So we don't have a default, and we don't set it on the... we don't set it in the character load. So basically this value is random. No, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. But it looks like, right? It looks like it doesn't have a default value. And because this set default, I mean, we should call this set default, right? But I see that set defaults is called only inside of here, which is the set attributes, right? And set attributes, I assume that is called only when you launch, yes, slash set whatever, right? No, I don't believe this. I mean, if this is the case, no NPC could attack players unless that value is really random, right? And so sometimes he can, sometimes he doesn't. But basically what we have to do, right? What we have to do, we have, when we, in APS character, in APS character load, right? Because, sorry, but it's the same for all the other attributes, right? It's the same for all the other attributes. Because we also have invincible, right? We also have invincible. Invincible is another flag. That, now here the difference is that is 0 instead of 1, right? Because it's the opposite of attackable. But invincible... So who is setting invincible false? I mean, we do it again in the GM default, but no, I mean for the typical player, right? For the typical player. Bro, this is ridiculous. So, okay, so all the stuff needs to have a default value. I mean, there is no way, right? So, and the default value should be... No, I understand that these flags are for GM debug abilities, but the problem is that if we start to use them in the combat, in the targeting... So that's probably why it was saying GM, huh? Because the idea was to use it only for GM, but the way it is not doing it that anymore. I see. I think I understand where this came from. I think I understand where this came from now. Because we are not checking, right? We're not checking if it's GM when we check the attackable flag. Right? We don't. I think this line is very stupid. Did we have this line, get target type? Did we have this line in the old code as well or not? Get target type. Because I feel that this is another change in Unreal. Something that I did stupidly. So let me see. Get impervious to attack. No, it was the same. It was exactly the same. It was exactly the same. No, it was exactly the same. But it is super risky, right? Because here you are checking a flag. I don't like the way this is done. I think we should very clearly separate players, GMs, and NPC in this thing. And at the moment they are not. It's kind of a mix of everything, right? So except for this, which is okay, the target must be valid, character must be a character and not an item. The character is dead, right? So all of this I think is valid for everyone. But then and I would say also the target yourself, right? Because if the target is you, right? So these are all like the generic thingies, right? But then from here down, I think we have to. We have to separate, right? What is GM, what is not GM. Because you see that here, there is a special rule for GM. So basically, if you are a GM, your life ends here, right? Your code ends here because you enter into this. If you are a GM, the target can be anything, right? It can be self, friend, or foe. So in theory, there is no reason, well, because one is if you are and one if is the target is, right? It's a bit different actually. Ah, yes, because one thing is checking the target, one thing is checking self. So if I put that before, right, we will skip the GM check. Well, even if this one, I mean, no, I guess this one is anyway good to put before. But the GM stop here, right? GM stop here. There is nothing GM below this line, where the GM is the caster. And then it's saying, is this an NPC targeting another NPC? Is the target impervious to attack? And it is already a check for GMs if you want, but GM target, not GM caster. Is the target an NPC? So you are a player and the target is an NPC. Is an NPC targeting a GM or a player targeting a GM? Is a player attacking a GM or is an NPC attacking a GM or a player? Yeah, but here is where we have the fuck up. Here is where we have the fuck up. Yeah, we need to fix this attack. Okay. We need to fix. So let's. So do we want to set all these variables with a default for what? For players or for GMs? I think that default should be player, right? Default should be player. Default should be player setting. I don't want a default of anything to be a GM setting, right? I mean, no way. So never tired will be false, Infinite mana will be false, right? Instant cast will be false. Save fall will be false. Quest tester will be false. This one I don't know. Give experience if killed. I mean, this should be false on all the... Yeah, this should be false. Should be true only on NPC. This one should be true, and this is the thing, right? This is basically the opposite. Gravity should be true. Invincible should be false. View invisible object should be can view invisible object should be false. Show hidden object should be false. These are all the flags that you have as a game master, right? So now we have default on all of this, right? But I'm still kind of surprised that when we load in as a game master, right? I mean, we must set all this stuff. I don't understand. So I would say in character load, right? In character load. In character load, at a certain point, we are looking at the security level, right? For sure, right? In character load, no. In character load. Well, the security level is on the player controller, actually. But the point is that I think in character load. Absolutely in character load. Wait. In APS character load, right? Because the security level is on the player controller, true. But when do we set the character as a game master, right? When do we set the character as a game master? I think, or we do it as a, or we do it at I'm super confused. I'm super confused. I'm super confused. Unless, wait a second. Unless we actually execute a command. Do we execute a command at the beginning? Because if we execute a set me player, right, or a set me GM, then it makes sense. But it seems we don't. It seems we don't. Set defaults, right? But you see that this one is called only. This one is called only with a set, with the explicit set, right? So how can I'm missing something big. I don't understand why. I don't understand why these flags, first of all, didn't have a default, and I cannot find at the moment in the code where those are actually set. Right? I don't find it. In theory, they should be automatically set if you are a game master at login, right? Unless it's in the blueprint. Maybe it's in the blueprints. Nah. I can check. But you know what we can do? We can this is so strange. This is so strange. We can put a debug inside of this. Because anyway, let's try to understand when this is called, right? Because this must be called somewhere. Maybe it's called from the blueprints, which is a bit of a weird way to do it, but maybe it is. Here it is. Wait. Set GM. Wait. Why I didn't find it though? Set GM defaults. What the fuck? Why I didn't find this? Because it's not changing attackable. Fuck. I was searching attackable, and attackable is the only one that is not set. I cannot believe it. Okay. Why we are not setting attackable here? Because we assume that it's false. Okay, I see what is happening. I understand. But it's broken. I mean, it's partially broken. It's partially broken. It's partially broken. So the way to fix it, so I need to see in command, what is the freaking table? Command table. Command group assignment. Is there a default attackable here? There is. Well, there is a default invincible. There is not a default attackable, but there is a default invincible, yeah. Okay, I see. Okay, fine. So we will put attackable together with invincible, which I think is a good idea, right? So we will have our attackable false here together with all the other shit. Exactly. Now the set GM defaults is called when? Is called during yeah. No, it's correct. I just need to simplify this shit because it's very stupid. Which, by the way, is not NPC, is not really the right way of doing this. Because this should be... this should be is player. This should be is player and C get security level. No, we have a is GM. I guess no. Yeah, is GM. Which is already checking if the security level is greater than 20. Exactly. So we can say if he's a player and if he's a GM, right? Set the GM default. Otherwise, just do the normal setup data. Okay, it is much cleaner. It is much cleaner, right? It is much cleaner. Setup character data dummy function. What is this? Huh? Are we having functions? Are we having empty functions just because we like it, or what? What is this? Huh? Huh? Yeah, that was for like a future usage, but okay. So now we have defaults. We have defaults on all the attributes, which hopefully they are correct. Now, one thing that I cannot see the flags at runtime, right? So if I want to ask, is this player attackable or not? I cannot really see it. Yeah, but it is a good fix. It is a very good fix. I think that Boolean variable was like going places because it didn't have a default. I think all variables should have default, guys, please. We didn't do it in the past. I don't know why. Some of our code do not have default when you declare a variable, but please put a default because it makes no sense to have no default. Right? Also this, well, f string is initializing itself. I like count, right? This one, int count without a default. I mean, super scary. Super scary. Should always have a default. I don't understand why it doesn't have, right? Now I cannot retest everything, but the point is that everything needs to have a default, otherwise you don't know what value you will get. There's a lot of deprecated stuff here, but we still have some weird string token, strict copy that I should remove. Should change all of this with I don't know, I don't even know what is this doing. But anyway, I cannot change it now. But okay, so that's good. So we fixed that. So I want to see now if my GM is really GM and right. The problem is that I cannot see what another player has in terms of. Can I do a show attributes? I don't know. But I think that's one of the reasons why the NPC couldn't attack properly. I think. Hula, we didn't check the market free of the month. We should check it, but not now because I'm going. But remember, in the next days, we should check that. Right? I will have to go very soon, very soon. But I think this was a very good fix. And I just discovered it by chance because there was this log, you know, that I saw a log on the server that was saying that the NPC couldn't attack, right? The NPC couldn't attack the player, and I was like, what is going on, right? And so I took a note, and I think it was good that we did it. So I still have to connect with 2 clients because I need to move the NPC in place, right? So we will teleport that guy to me. Uh-oh. So we will Why you do this, motherfucker? Teleport. We'll teleport this guy to me. We will connect again with the player. And we will see. Is obviously night. We will see if now things get better. Okay. So as soon as I exit from his range, the problem is that he's not trying to. I don't understand what he's watching, right? He's saying watching, but I don't understand what watching is. Sorry, we breakpointed, actually. Okay, now he's shooting at me. So I guess it's what we want. He doesn't have the cast animation, unfortunately, but... And now he stopped. I don't know exactly, but yeah, but it seems to work anyway. I think he has a kind of a cooldown. I mean, we have to improve maybe the script, but because it's not really, you know, aggressive. It's true that I'm doing to him like 0 damage. Look at the bar at the top. I mean, it's going down, but very, very little. So we will have to check that, but now at least, let me see what he's thinking. Yeah, he has this watch, right? Watch behavior. Seems to be scripted wrong. I think this thing is scripted wrong because the fight, right, is 438. The chase is 61. The ranged attack is 800, but we have this watch at 3,200. These are the needs, right? So he has a very high needs of watching. I don't know why. And there is something that we can fix. Okay. Anyway, I think that at least he attacks now, which is good. So I think we fixed another bug, which is nice. And I will see you tomorrow evening around. Is it first Tuesday? First Thursday, I think. So anyway, if it was the first Tuesday or Thursday, still works, right? Because they were both in the month. It was the first was Tuesday, so it is up for sure. Okay, so I will say bye bye, and I will see you tomorrow evening, 9:30 p.m. European time. If you want to click on follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube. If you also want to play our game is available. You go to our website, you click on download, and you just play it. Let's go. See you, boys. Bye-bye. We fixed 2 bugs. Yeah. Let's go.